GCI, the Shy's #1 for hip-hop and R&B. Live with Tone Capone, man. And another star in the sea, Aries Spears. What's happening?
Yo, what's good, son?
Hey, man, look, let me tell you, first of all, humongous fan, bro. Since Mad TV, you just one of the guys, man, that everybody just likes. You know what I mean? And it's tough to do what you do in a sense of that you can be, and I thought, because a lot of times you see people that do the comedic sketch comedy really doesn't translate well stand-up wise, but you're able to do both, bro.
Yeah, man. I think given that my teacher, not personally, but comedically, Eddie Murphy, big fan of his, and he had that ability, man. Obviously as a stand-up comic, and then his tenure on Saturday Night Live, and I think the great ones have to be able to do more than one thing. So, I never wanted to be a one-trick pony in anything.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. This is my question. First of all, like, what do you think? I like to hear people that especially been in the culture for a while. How are you feeling about today's comics? Especially because it's different now, because now we got social media, turning people into comics, a whole different kind of wave.
Yeah, I mean, the social media thing, it's the 15 minutes of fame unless you really know how to capitalize on that and build a career. I just don't know how you sustain yourself on just something that people see on their phone. Okay. It's a great starting block, but I think ultimately substance is what creates longevity. And I think for you to have substance, you have to go beyond the phone. And, it's weird, though, because, the climate is real cancel culture and sensitive and woke and all that nonsense. And I'm, I come from the 80s, man. I'm an 80s baby. So, I only know how to be one way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So my comedy cocaine is pure. Uncut.
So my thing is, like, so think about it, though. Are you finding yourself having to do your sets different because of cancel culture?
Absolutely not. I just said my cocaine uncut.
Okay, yeah, you are. You just said that. You didn't just say that.
100% Bolivian yayo. You know what I mean?
I love it, man.
I just come from that generation, man, where, Pryor, Murphy, you know what I mean, George Carlin, the whole Def Jam era. That's what that was about. So this was all pre-moisture.
All right, and I know you're a huge hip-hop fan, humongous hip-hop fan. Now, there has been conversations around hip-hop and how it's sounding now. People got issues with it. Now, I'm not going to old dude you and be like, yo, man, that, our era was better than this
was.
But I'm just saying, how do you feel? Why would you say that our era is better than this era?
Listen, if you took all the young hip-hop rosters from today, this era, and you put them up against our 90s roster of MCs, it would be like the 92 Dream Team versus Special Olympics. It'd be such a mismatch. Like, come on, man. You only got, you got Dave East, Kendrick Lamar, my man J. Cole. There's only like a handful of dudes today who I think can kind of hold it down. Whereas when you look at our roster, whether it was East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, down South, we came with soldiers, man.
Yeah.
Dudes that brought it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it's just the climate now is just everything is repetitive, everything's same melody, same flow, same cadence, basically same beats. There's no originality, there's no individuality.
Yeah, now that one I will say. I do like a lot of young artists. I think a lot of them are trying, but then I do hear a lot of stuff, like you said, like it's the same cadence. You know what I mean? Like, the cadence, even to the point where it's
that same flow. And you got to be able to understand people, man. I was watching this show, I think it was called Rhythm and Flow on Netflix, where it was like about the hip-hop competition.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and they had the popular rappers as judges. And each region had, specific judges to that region. New York, it was Cardi B, Fat Joe, and I think
Chance and all that. Yeah.
So they went to the South, and representing the South was T.I. mainly, Big Boy from Outkast, and Quavo. Is Quavo? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Quavo.
Quavo. So at one point, T.I. turns to Quavo and asks him a question about one of the competitors. Now, what Quavo was trying to say was, man, how you gonna quiz me like that? What we heard was, man, how you gonna quiz me like that?
but no, you
No.
gotta know. Come on, wait.
No. We free now. We ain't slaves no more. Read.
But you know.
Come on, B.
That's the New York. That's the New York.
I'm saying,
Here
though,
come the New York coming out of you.
Yo, you gotta understand, cats, yo.
But see this.
How do you say like that, laddie?
Have you ever seen? There's a difference. Now I got to stick up for it, but I get what you're saying in essence.
Right.
But that's the New York City coming out of you.
No, that's called proper grammar. That's called enunciation.
Yeah, but they from the South.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you, if you've ever heard people from the South speak something, especially Atlanta, you have to live in Atlanta to understand some people from Atlanta because they speak really fast. They might take a word and run it together.
But here's where I can't give you that. You know, T.I. is from the South, Atlanta. Wait. Andre 3000 is from the South.
Okay.
There's some Southern rappers who you can understand.
Yeah.
So, you know.
It is. So let me ask you this. And I'm just thinking, I'm sticking up for the South right now because I got tons of people that are my friends in the South.
We all do, friends and family.
Yeah. So this is my thing. Is there places in New York where it's like Harlem, Brooklyn, Queens, people sound a little different, even though you all from New York?
Listen, I'm not saying that, up north don't butcher the language too.
we
everybody.
We killing it.
But I think that in terms of understandability, we're a lot easy to understand more so than, that region. Let me tell you something. And here's the thing too, because you're black, and we come with a certain essence and flavor.
Yeah.
I understood what he said. But you think the average person, especially white, if you went, what'd he say? Man, how you gonna quit, my lady?
But
not at all.
Now I'm about to go even more, especially if you white. Now, if you white and you from New York, you from Chicago, you sound different from a white person in Texas and Houston. You sound different from a white Mississippi, from Mobile, from Louisiana.
Absolutely.
You definitely sound different.
I don't think I don't care if you got me the most backwoods, redneck, straight up out the woods, barefoot. He ain't gonna understand that, man. He ain't gonna understand.
All right, we gonna agree to disagree. But now here's another thing. Let me ask you, because I always like to hear comics perspective, because you guys have a wild perspective. You always on. Of course, you've been watching the Will and Jada thing like everybody else.
I feel like I'm going through that.
Oh, damn. Sorry for you, bro.
Oh man.
I didn't mean to trigger you, G.
No, it ain't a trigger, but it's a head scratcher.
It is? Okay, so talk to me about
it. Listen, man. Here's a guy, Will Smith, and listen, I'm secure in my manhood, so I don't the whole pause thing. Let's knock it off. I'm 48. I'm grown. Here's a guy 6 foot something tall, good looking, has sex appeal, the envy of most men, the desire of most women all over the world, regardless of color. Wealthy, superstar, A-list star.
Mm-hmm.
And he's having problems with his woman. Like, come on, man. And no disrespect to Jada, but let's be honest. Of everybody on the cast of A Different World, she's the only one to have a life beyond that show. And why do you think that is? She married the winning lotto ticket. When she did that show Hawthorne on TNT, she wouldn't have got that without Will. When she was in the Matrix movie, without Will, the little rock metal, heavy metal band she had for a minute, like, come on, man. When you married to Will Smith or any major celebrity at that level, you reap some of the rewards of who they are.
Right.
It gives you an extra lifespan.
Right.
And for him to be who he is and he's having problems, that's insane.
You said so. Your thing is like, because Will has helped elevate her profile and
act accordingly.
Act accordingly.
Listen, one of my favorite shows, The Sopranos. It was an episode where Tony was doing some business with his dad's mistress. And at one point, he found out because she told him she slept with Kennedy. And she said the greatest line ever. She goes, a woman's job when dating a powerful man is to make him feel powerful. He ain't the average Joe. And if your man is Will Smith, what you need for nothing, you got the mansions, the cars, the jewels, anything you want and need is a, you know what I mean? What's the problem? What's the problem? The alternative is you could not be with him and really struggle. You with a Will Smith, you don't know what struggle is.
That's the day. Yeah. I mean, like, I can't. I just, you know what? I guess because it's even like with the J. Cole line. I want that Will and Jada love.
Right.
You know, everybody. You see them and you look at it. You like, damn. I think that's what everybody looking at right
listen,
now. It's a damn moment. Like, damn.
Yeah, but you know, with Hollywood, everything is kind of a facade. You know, at the end of the day, yeah, the riches and the fame is beautiful, but you're still people. So that's not to say you're exempt from going through everyday regular BS. But I'm just saying, no matter what normal people go through, they may go through it too, but their lifestyle and what they have is different.
This is a difference.
A difference. It's easier to weather the storm in a mansion.
It definitely is.
You know what I'm saying?
It definitely is.
Versus broke living in poverty.
Right.
You get on each other's nerves hearing somebody chew. Get on your nerves.
Right.
But when you live when you can go, I'm going to the other wing of the house. When you say the wing, yeah, that's different.
That's different. That's a different type of time.
Man.
That's a different type of time.
Yeah.
All right. Lastly, you watch all of the way, and getting back to comedy and just even culture, period. You watch some of the stuff for television, right, for our consumption. And back then, you had Mad TV, like you say, Def Comedy Jam.
Right.
You got Martin. You got all of these things. And I don't know, maybe it's just me. I just be thinking like people like in your position and other people that are higher up in the comedy world or even just in that space. Why haven't we seen y'all create something for us in a sense of Mad TV? There could be another In Living Color.
Right.
There could be there could be another house party. Shout out to LeBron, even though that one wasn't really that great, but it was okay.
Right.
But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like cultural moments. We have not had like some real cultural stuff to hold on. Do you agree or disagree?
I absolutely agree. I'm not trying to make it get that deep, but I think that there's something to be said for it in terms of its position. Slavery has played a huge role in the way we've been bred to be. We're individuals. We don't come together. And because you mean to tell me with all the top-notch talent out there like a Chris Tucker, Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams, where are these buddy movies where we see 2 or 3 of the greatest comics that are black teamed up? Black people, we come up with this mindset, I got mine, you got to get yours. And I'm sitting here going, you think about DreamWorks, David Geffen, Jeffrey Eisenberg, and Jeffrey Katzenberg and Steven Spielberg. DreamWorks, one of the biggest movie studios in Hollywood. So you mean to tell me Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Michael Jordan, all billionaires can't come together to make a studio so that we don't have to go to Hollywood with hat in hand and say, feed me? We could help feed ourselves, our own movie studios, our own production companies, our own movies under us.
But now what Tyler Perry's doing?
Individual.
Okay.
I'm saying make the Avengers. Form up like, Justice League. We don't do that.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry is an individual. Now, hats off to him. He's a huge icon, he's got an empire, and that's great. But imagine how much more powerful it could be if it was like, DreamWorks.
Right.
3 or 4 of the toppest, richest, most powerful black people coming together so that we don't have to go to a Warner Brothers or a Sony or Paramount. But we don't think like that.
Yeah, and I you know what? And I appreciate that perspective. And because I've said, that's to your point of one of your people who you monitored, a mentor to you, Eddie Murphy. Like Eddie Murphy took literally when it was time to have a movie, right. It was whoever was the young popping dude, whoever was the older dudes, right. And we all got together and made this super movie. That was, Harlem Nights was great. It was a great movie, but it was also cool to see Red Fox, and it was also cool to see Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor in a movie together. That was like the thing. Yeah. And I just think it's time for us to bring back sketch comedy again on television. I think it's time for us to have a super movie again, like you said, another Avengers with black comics in there. I do think it's time, but I always question. I interviewed Lil Rel. I asked him the exact same question just to try to get that narrative out there. So hopefully one day that my kids could grow up with some of the great movies that because I like, you look at it. What do we have? You look at it like you could sit and name, you 80s baby, you could sit and name Benson Society, New Jack City, Belly.
Right.
We can just roll them down.
Yeah, we like to compete against each other instead of competing with each other. You know what I'm saying? It's a real egotistical, sometimes narcissistic mindset, the behavior where we feel like, even when we do work with each other, is he going to outshine me? He going to outfunny me? You know what I mean? Instead of just falling back and realizing, like, when you look at those comedy classic movies with Portier and Cosby, Bill Cosby, the city, Uptown Saturday Night, Let's Do It Again, A Piece of the Action. Even though Cosby is the comedian, Sidney was just as funny as the straight man. So you can still not necessarily be the punchline, but if it's done right, you could still be funny as a straight guy. And if you're doing a movie together that's of high quality and it's got some potency, you win anyway. Even if you're not necessarily the main funny guy, you're going to win anyway. You're in a hit movie, a great movie. And so, we got to change the mindset, man.
I love that, man. Love that. All right, you are Aries. I don't know why I keep wanting to call you. You get that a lot of people call you Aries sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, I guess Aries. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But you are in town getting ready to do something really cool. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, man. Schaumburg Improv. One show tonight, Thursday, 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. We added a second show on Sunday.
Woo!
So yeah, it's gonna be a busy weekend, man.
Yeah, you here get some work in.
Oh yeah. Schaumburg Improv, man. Go to improv.com. I don't know if you have to put Schaumburg on it.
Yeah.
To get the
They
tickets.
can find it.
Or just call up to the Schaumburg Improv, get some tickets. These tickets are going, man. So that's why we added the second show. First show Sunday sold out. I know both shows Saturday is sold out. Both shows Friday is close to sold out, and then tonight is busy.
Wow. Crazy. That's what it is, man. Aries Spears, man. Pleasure to have you, man. Anytime you come by to Chicago, man. Anytime you come to Chicago, man, holla at your boy,
Yeah,
man.
and also check out my podcast, man. It's called Spears and Steinberg. Available on all streaming platforms. Also go to the YouTube channel under Spearsburg Pod. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I always tell people, man, start from the beginning. Even though we like 500 plus episodes in, when you start from the beginning, it's like a journey. You get to hear the characters that are created, the callbacks, the impressions, certain jokes will make sense. If you hear out of order, certain things might go over your head because you don't know the context. So start from the beginning, binge it, treat it like masturbation and potato chips. You don't just do it once. You keep going.
It's GCI.